Have you ever noticed how sometimes stress doesn't show up loudly, like a broken arm or a fever, but instead creeps silently into your life? It's the tightness in your chest when bills pile up, the sleepless nights before an exam, the constant buzzing in your head after work. We shrug it off, saying, "I'm just stressed." But what if I told you that stress is one of the most silent killers of our time, destroying your brain, your heart, your immune system, and even shortening your lifespan? Today, we're diving deep into the hidden dangers of stress, and by the end of this video, you'll not only understand how stress is secretly sabotaging your body, but also learn powerful ways to fight back and reclaim your energy, focus, and health. Let me take you into a story. Imagine a man named Ahmed. He's 35. Working a demanding corporate job. His alarm rings at 6:30 a.m., and before his feet touch the floor, he's already scrolling through his emails. His boss wants answers. Clients are complaining. Deadlines are suffocating. He gulps down coffee, skips breakfast, and drives through traffic with his jaw clenched. At the office, he sits 4 hours without moving, barely breathing deeply. By the evening, he's exhausted but wired, too tired to work out, too restless to sleep. Slowly, his body starts to whisper headaches, stomach pain, irritability, poor focus. He ignores it. Months pass, and suddenly Ahmed finds himself in the ER after a panic attack. The doctors say his blood pressure is sky high. He's pre-diabetic. His heart is under pressure. But here's the shocking part. This is not rare. This is happening to millions of people around the world every single day. Stress is like a slow poison. You don't see the damage immediately, but it accumulates over weeks, months, and years until one day it strikes in the form of a heart attack, stroke, or mental breakdown. So what is stress really? Scientifically, stress is your body's survival mechanism. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors were chased by lions, stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol prepared their bodies to fight or run. It was life-saving. But here's the problem. In today's modern world, we rarely face lions. Instead, we face deadlines, social pressure, financial struggles, family conflicts. Our brains can't tell the difference. Whether it's a lion or a late rent payment, your body reacts the same way, flooding you with stress hormones. And unlike our ancestors, we don't release this energy by running or fighting. We just sit, overthink, and simmer in stress. That's why it's killing us, silently. Let's break down what stress is doing inside your body. First, the brain. Chronic stress literally shrinks parts of your brain, especially the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory and learning. That's why when you're stressed, you forget simple things like where you kept your keys or what you were about to say. Stress also increases activity in the amygdala, the fear center of your brain, making you more anxious and reactive. Over time, this rewiring leads to higher risks of depression, anxiety disorders, and even dementia. Next, your heart. Stress is a major driver of high blood pressure. Every time you worry, your body pumps out adrenaline, forcing your heart to beat faster and your blood vessels to tighten. It's okay if this happens occasionally, but when it happens daily, morning to night, your cardiovascular system is constantly under attack. That's why stress is called a silent heart killer. Studies show that people under chronic stress are twice as likely to suffer heart attacks or strokes. It is like running your car engine at full speed all the time. It is only a matter of time before it breaks down. Then there's your immune system. Short-term stress can boost your immune response, but chronic stress does the opposite. It weakens your defenses, making you more vulnerable to colds, infections, and even cancer. That's why people often get sick right after stressful periods, like exams or big projects. Stress literally makes your body defenseless. And let's not forget digestion. Have you noticed how stress gives you stomach pain, acid reflux, or even diarrhea? That's because stress disrupts your gut-brain connection. It alters the bacteria in your gut, slows digestion, and even contributes to conditions like irritable bowel syndrome. No wonder doctors call the gut your second brain. When stress is constant, your digestion suffers badly. But the most terrifying part is how stress accelerates aging. Yes, stress makes you age faster at a cellular level. Scientists have discovered that stress shortens telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA. The shorter your telomeres, the faster your cells die. This means wrinkles, weaker muscles, slower healing, and shorter lifespan. Stress literally speeds up your biological clock. Now here's the million-dollar question. If stress is so dangerous, why don't we treat it as seriously as high cholesterol or smoking? Partly because it's invisible. You can measure blood sugar or cholesterol with a test. But stress, it hides inside your thoughts, your habits, your lifestyle. That's why people ignore it until it explodes. But I want you to start thinking differently. Stress is not just in your head. It is a real, physical, measurable health threat that can kill you. So, what can we do? Let me share with you some powerful, science-backed strategies that not only reduce stress but also reverse its damage. And I promise these are practical steps you can start today. First, breathing. I know, it sounds too simple, but deep, slow breathing is one of the fastest ways to calm your nervous system. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes shallow. By taking slow, deep breaths, you signal to your brain, I'm safe. Just 5 minutes of box breathing, a technique where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4 can lower your heart rate and blood pressure instantly. Second, movement. Exercise is not just about fitness, it's medicine for stress. When you move your body, you burn off excess adrenaline and release endorphins, your natural mood boosters. Even a 20-minute walk in nature can significantly reduce stress hormones. If you think you don't have time to exercise, remember this. Your body is already paying the price for stress. You can either invest time in movement now or spend it later in hospitals. Third, sleep. Chronic stress and poor sleep feed each other like a vicious cycle. When you're stressed, you can't sleep. And when you don't sleep, your stress skyrockets. Protect your sleep like your life depends on it, because it does. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Create a bedtime routine. No screens. 1 hour before bed. Keep your room cool and dark, and use your bed only for sleep. Fourth, mindset. How you think about stress matters. Research shows that people who believe stress is harmful are more likely to suffer its negative effects. But those who see stress as a challenge rather than a threat are more resilient. The way you interpret your racing heart or sweaty palms can determine whether stress harms you or strengthens you. So instead of saying, I'm so stressed, reframe it to, my body is preparing me to handle this. Fifth, connection. Humans are wired for connection. Isolation magnifies stress. Talking to a friend, hugging a loved one, or even playing with a pet can lower stress hormones and boost oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Don't underestimate the power of relationships in protecting your health. And finally, purpose. People with a sense of purpose live longer, healthier lives, even under stress. Why? Because purpose acts like armor. When you know why you're waking up every morning, the daily challenges don't feel as crushing. Ask yourself, what gives my life meaning? How can I connect my actions today to that deeper purpose? Now, before we end, let me remind you, stress is unavoidable. Life will always throw challenges at you. But suffering from stress is optional. The key is learning how to manage it, how to release it, how to prevent it from becoming toxic. So next time you catch yourself saying, I'm stressed, stop, pause, breathe, move, connect, reframe, and protect your mind and body from the silent killer. Because your health, your future, your loved ones, they all depend on it. And if you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend or family member who needs this reminder. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because every week we're diving deeper into science-backed health strategies to upgrade your life. Remember, stress may be silent, but knowledge is powerful. You have the power to fight back. Let's do it together.